Hello students, this is grade 10 physics class, chapter 11, the human eye and the colorful world. In previous video class we have seen why the sun appears red color during sunrise and sunset. Am I right here? And before that class we have seen why the sun appears blue color. Am I right? Why the sky? Why the sky appears blue color? Am I right? Yes. So in this session we will start our next topic. What is that? Next topic, that is experiment for scattering of light. Experiment for scattering of light by Tyndall effect. Is it clear? Yes. So regularly, in order to start, we must recall what are the things we have seen in previous video class. Am I right? Yes. So actually what we have seen previous video class, that is why the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color during sunrise and sunset. Am I right? Yes. Why, sir? Why it happens like that? Actually, what's happening there? So already we know, during sunrise and sunset, the sunlight has to travel longer distance. Am I right? Longer distances to reach us. Isn't it? Yes. So when the sunlight enters into the atmosphere, the lower wavelength visible spectrum scattered, got scattered before reaching us, and only the longer wavelength visible spectrum reaches us. What is that longer wavelength? That is red color. That is the reason why during sunrise and sunset the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color, because red color never got scattered completely before reaching us. That is the reason why, isn't it? Yes, because red light has longer wavelength. Then apart from red light, remaining all visible spectrums have lower wavelength. That is the reason why the remaining all colors got scattered before reaching us, because they have smaller wavelength compared than a red color, isn't it? So that is the reason why during sunrise and sunset the sun appears, not only sun, the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color during sunrise and sunset. That's all, isn't it? Yes. Whereas at noon time the sunlight has to travel shorter distances compared than sunrise and sunset. Am I right? Yes. Here at noon time the violet color got completely scattered before reaching us. After that, indigo color got completely scattered before us. Then the blue light just starts scattering. Then after that the blue colors reaches, not only blue color, the sunlight reaches us. So just the blue colors just got scattering. Not completely scattering before reaching us. So until that the sunlight reaches us, so some part of a blue light only got scattered, not all the part. That is the reason why at noon time the sun appears white color. Not only sun, then the sun also appears white color, isn't it? Yes. So not only one color, there will be some amount of blue color, because blue color just starts scattering. Am I right? Yes. Completely the blue color got completely scattered before that the sunlight reaches us, due to which there will be some amount of scattering of blue color, isn't it? Yes. That is the reason why at noon time the sun and the surrounding sky appears white color. Not all the time, but sometimes, isn't it? Yes. So last class we have seen up to this. Then before last class we have seen, what is that? Why the sky appears blue color. Am I right? Why the sky appears blue color? You tell me why. What is the reason? Actually, what's happening there? The atmosphere is made up of different particles. Different particles. Dust particles will be there, smoke particles will be there, and air molecules, water droplets, and so many particles will be there. Am I right? Yes. So when the sunlight enters into the atmosphere, the longer wavelength visible spectrum actually jumps over the particles present in the atmosphere. There will be scattering very less amount. Even that high wavelength visible spectrum also falls on the falls on the particles present in the atmosphere. But there will be less amount of scattering. Because they jumps over the particles present in the atmosphere, because they have longer wavelength, isn't it? Yes. But the smaller wavelength visible spectrum, such as violet color, indigo color, then blue color, falls on the particles present in the atmosphere and got scattered everywhere, all the direction. That is the reason why the sky appears blue color. Okay, sky appears blue color, not all the time, so most of the time the sky appears blue color, because if the wavelength decreases, scattering increases, wavelength increases, scattering decreases. Okay, but you can ask me, sir, why the sky doesn't appear violet color? Because violet color got scattered maximum amount compared than indigo and violet, indigo and blue. Then why the sky appears only blue color? Why should not the violet color? I mean, that's common question. There will be violet color, indigo color, but our eyes cannot sense that. Our eyes is in sense of that violet color and the indigo color. That is the reason why we can see only the blue color. Only blue color. Isn't it? Yes, that's all. Okay, very, very simple. You don't get confusion. Okay, so why the sky appears blue completed? Then why the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color during sunrise and sunset completed. Then in this session we are going to see experimentally on this point, experimentally why the sun appears blue color and why the sky appears blue color and why the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color during sunrise and sunset. Now we are going to make experimentally, which means we are going to do experiment why the sky appears blue color, then why the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color during sunrise and sunset. Okay, yes, actually this is the last topic in this chapter. In chapter 11 this is the last topic, isn't it? So within this session we will complete this lesson, isn't it? Because the human eye part is deleted. Okay, as per NCERT norm, human eye part completely deleted. Okay, next the colorful world, that is the scattering and dispersion, almost completed. This is the last topic. So within this session we will complete this lesson. Okay, complete this chapter, isn't it? Yes, very simple, don't get confused. Okay. So what is today's topic? Experiment for scattering of light by Tyndall effect. Experiment for scattering of light. Experiment for what is that? Scattering of light. Is it clear? Yes, very simple. So in this topic we are going to discuss why the sky appears blue color and why the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color during sunrise and sunset. Experimentally we are going to prove experimentally. Is that clear? Yes. To make experiment we need some equipment. Am I right? We need some equipment, isn't it? Yes, very simple. Okay, so whatever the experiment, to do that we need some experiment. Likewise, to make the experiment for the scattering of light we need some materials. Okay, we required some materials. So what are the materials, sir? What are the materials? The first one, the strong white light source. Then two convex lenses and one transparent tank. Okay, yes. Next, after that we need cardboard. That cardboard having circular hole in its middle point, isn't it? Yes. After that we need screen, the white screen. Okay, so that and all the materials we need to make the experiment for the scattering of light. So what are the materials we need? We need the strong white light source and two convex lenses and one transparent water tank. Okay, which means a transparent tank or glass, whatever it is. Next one, the cardboard. That cardboard having circular hole in its middle point. Then after that we need What is that? Screen. Is it clear? Yes. I'm going to make the diagram. You look at here. Okay? Yes. I'm going to draw that diagram. Listen here. So this is white light source, strong white light source. You consider that is strong white light source. Okay? Yes. Next, the convex lens is placed. A convex lens. What lens actually that is? That is convex lens. The convex lens is placed closer to that white light. Closer to that white light. Then after that, the transparent water tank is placed. That is transparent water tank. Transparent water tank. Yes. Then after that, a circular cardboard is placed. Then after water tank, the cardboard is placed. There will be a circular hole in middle point. Yes, like this. They say you consider that is cardboard. Okay, for example, for our convenience, I have drawn like that. Okay, yes. Then after that, I am going to place a convex lens again. What lens? Convex lens. You know what is the property of that convex lens? Convex lens is a converging lens, isn't it? Yes. Then finally I am going to place a screen. What is that? A screen, a beautiful white screen. Yes, that is screen. So these all are the materials required to make the experiment for scattering of light. To make the experiment for this scattering of light, isn't it? Yes. First, I am going to mention the name. You look at here. First one, what is that? This is a white light source. White light source. White light source. This is white light source. Okay, it's a very dark point you consider. This is convex lens. White light source. Yes. White light source denoted by letter yes. Then convex lens. L1, because we have two lenses, you know. Yes, convex lens, first convex lens, that is L1, isn't it? Yes. So next one, this is transparent. What is this? This is transparent tank. Transparent tank, that is. Okay, yes. So transparent tank is denoted by letter T, capital T, capital T. Next one, this one, cardboard. What is that? That is cardboard. What is that? That is cardboard. It's denoted by the letter C. C, isn't it? Yes. Then after that, there is what is that? Again another one, convex lens. Another lens. So that lens, second lens, letters denoted by L2. L2. Is it clear? And final one, what is that? Final one, that is screen. Screen. What is that? That is screen M-N. Screen M-N. Okay? Can you see this clearly? Yes. For now, we are going to see what is that? The experiment for the scattering of light. So theoretically we have studied why the sky appears blue color and why the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color during sunrise and sunset. Am I right? Yeah, theoretically completed. Now we are going to see experimentally, practically we are going to see why the sky appears blue color as well as why the sun and the surrounding sky appears reddish color during sunrise and sunset. Isn't it? Yes. To make experiment, so we need some materials. We require some materials. Okay, they are first this one, the strong white light source. Strong white light source. Next one, convex lens. Convex lens. Then after that, transparent tank. Next one, cardboard. Cardboard having circular hole. Okay, at middle point. After that, convex lens. Next, last one, screen. That white screen. White screen, isn't it? Yes. Look at here. Here the strong white light source is placed focus of the convex lens. Note this point is very, very important here. Here the strong white light source, which means light source S, that is placed focus of the convex lens. So this is convex lens. Here the light source is placed focus of the focus of the convex lens. Is it clear? Yes. Then after this convex lens L1, transparent tank T is placed. After this convex lens L1, the transparent tank, actually this is a transparent tank, so made up of glass, maybe glass. Okay. Transparent tank T is placed after convex lens L, isn't it? Yes. Next one, after this transparent tank T, cardboard is placed. A cardboard C is placed. That cardboard having circular hole at middle point. Okay, the cardboard having circular hole in its middle point, isn't it? Yes. Then after this cardboard C, there again another one convex lens L2 is placed. Okay, second convex lens L2 is placed here, placed after this cardboard C, isn't it? Yes. Then after the second convex lens L2, there is screen. Okay, after this convex lens, the screen is placed. The screen is MN. Okay, that's all. That's all the materials required and setup completed. Okay, we place the all materials in proper places. Isn't it? In proper places. Is it clear? Yes, very simple. You just consider here. Okay. Next, I'm going to fill 2 liter clear water. Okay, 2 liter clear water in this transparent tank T. In this transparent tank T, isn't it? Yes, I'm going to fill that. You look at here. So consider this is water. What is this? This is 2 liter clear water, not a muddy water or any other dusting water. Clear water. That should be very clear water. Yes. So I have filled 2 liter, not a 2 ml, 2 liter clear water. Clear water in this transparent water tank. Is it clear? Yes, very simple. You don't panic. Okay, yes. Now come to this one. Come to this first setup. Here, this light source, note this point very important. Before that, I will draw the center line of the lens. Yes, this is center line of the lens. That is for our convenient. Okay, so here also the center line of the lens. Am I right? Yes, that is for our convenient. I have drawn like that. Okay. Here the convex lens is placed at focus. Sorry, this light source is placed at focus of the convex lens. Look at here. Here the light source is placed where focus of the convex lens. See, already we know. So whenever the light rays are parallel to the principal axis of concave lens, where will be the all light rays focus after refraction? After refraction, where will be the all light rays focus, which means converge at a single point? That is focus. That is focus. Okay, look at here. I'll draw here. Consider this is convex lens, and this is center of the lens O. Then this is, what is this? Principal axis. The imaginary light passes through the optical center. That is principal axis. Am I right? Yes. Next, consider the parallel beam of light rays. Consider the parallel beam of light rays. The all parallel beam of light rays which falls on the surface of the convex lens. Am I right? After refraction, what will happen? Because this convex lens is a converging lens. Note this point, already we know. This convex lens is a converging lens. So after refraction, what will happen? After refraction, the all parallel beam of light rays converge at a single point on the principal axis. Other side, that is called focus. Am I right? That is called focus. Already we know very clearly. Already we have studied the topic of lenses, isn't it? Yes. Look at here. Look at here. Consider this convex lens. Consider parallel beam of light rays which falls on the surface of the convex lens. Am I right? This convex lens is a converging lens. So after refraction, note this point. After refraction, this all parallel beam of light rays converge at a single point. Okay, on other side, that point is called focus. That point is called focus, isn't it? Yes. Here here the object is placed where? Object, here object means what is that? Light source is the object. Here the object is placed where? Infinity. Okay, infinity or distance object, distant, very longer distance, far away from the convex lens. So you may show the all light rays converge at a single point, that is focus. That is focus. Suppose if we place the light source in focus, what will happen? That is my question. See, here the object is placed far away from the convex lens, so the light rays are parallel to each other as well as parallel to the principal axis of convex lens. Am I right? Yes. Suppose if the object or light source is placed its focus of the convex lens, what will be there? What will happen there? Consider this light source is placed here. Light source is placed at focus. What will happen? These light rays are coming from the light source and falls on the convex lens, and it becomes parallel to each other. Am I right? Parallel to each other as well as parallel to the principal axis. Am I right? The same process happens there. The same process happens there because here the light source is placed the focus of the convex lens. So what will happen? Then after refraction, the all light rays will be parallel to each other. That is concept. Okay, all light rays becomes parallel to each other because here light source is placed focus of the convex lens. Where? Focus of the convex lens. So this is focus of the convex lens. If you place the light source at focus, then after refraction, what will happen? After refraction, the all refracted rays will be parallel to each other like this. Okay, first case, object is placed here, light source is placed here, so the focus is formed here. Suppose the light source is placed at focus, what will be there? What will happen? After refraction, the all refracted rays will be parallel to each other. Am I right? Will be parallel to each other. Isn't it? Yes. Don't get confusion. Very simple logic. So look at here. Here the light source. So this is a strong white light source. Yes, that is placed focus. What is that? Focus of this convex lens. So what will happen next one? Next what will happen? Yes. So so many light rays will come out from the light source. You just consider few ray of lights. Okay. Yes. So this is first one, second, like this. You just consider a few light rays. Am I right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So light rays are coming from the light source which is placed at focus of the convex lens. So these all light rays falls on the convex lens. Next what will happen? Then after refraction, the all light rays will be parallel to each other. I mean, that is concept. So all light rays will be parallel to each other like this. Yes, parallel to each other. Can you see clearly? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after refraction, okay, refraction happens here. So after refraction, these all light rays parallel to each other. Look at here, this line parallel to that one, that line parallel to this one. All lights are parallel to each other. That is concept. Am I right? Yes. So this all refracted light, falls. Okay, which means enters into the transparent tank T, because the tank is made up of transparent. Okay, what is transparent? The material which allows the light to pass through them, that is transparent. So here this water tank is made up of transparent material, so in which light travels. Am I right? In which light travels, because that is a transparent medium. Am I right? Yes. So already we have filled with water. Already we have filled with water in this transparent tank. Water also one of the transparent medium. Water also one of the transparent medium. That is actually there is a clear water. 2 liters clear water, isn't it? Yes. So this all parallel beam of light rays falls on the surface of the transparent water tank. Next, what will happen? They have to enter into the water filled in the transparent tank. Water filled in the transparent tank. Am I right? Yes. See, already we know everything is made up of atoms. In this universe, everything is made up of what is that? Atoms and molecules. Isn't it? Yes. Here, this water also made up of atoms and molecules. So the particles of water suspending inside the transparent tank, am I right? Which means inside there will be water molecules. Inside of the transparent tank there will be water molecules, because we have filled water with the transparent tank. So water also made up of atoms and molecules. So water molecules will be there. Water molecules will be there, isn't it? Yes. Look at here. The water molecule will be there. These all are water molecules. These are water molecules. Is it clear? Yes. So next what will happen, sir? Next what will happen? So this all parallel beam of light rays enters into the transparent tank. So the transparent tank filled with water. So these all light rays should fall on the water molecules or whatever it is. Whatever it is, what will happen? Yes, this all parallel beam of light rays falls in water molecules, but there will be less amount of scattering. There will be very, very less amount of scattering. Okay, there will be less amount of scattering, isn't it? Yes, like this. Very less amount of scattering. Why, sir? Why there will be less amount of scattering? Okay, look at here. Here the parallel beam of light rays falls on the water molecules present in the transparent tank. There will be scattering. That is concept. So whenever light enters into the atmosphere, there will be scattering of light. Am I right? That is concept. But here in water, the scattering will be very, 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 very less. Very, very less. Why, sir? Why? Because these water molecules are very small sized. Actually, that's very, 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 very small size, very, very minute particle, due to which there will be scattering, but very, 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 very less amount. Okay, very, very less amount, due to which we cannot see any color. Okay, due to which we cannot see any scattering of visible spectrum. Isn't it? Due to which we cannot see any scattering of visible spectrum. Is it clear? Actually, there will be scattering, but very, very small amount. Very, very small amount, because the water molecules present in the transparent tank is very small. That molecule size, even not only this water, clear water, whatever the different sources of water you bring, you sea water, ocean waters, whatever it is, the particle sizes will be very, very small. Okay, particle size will be very, very small, due to which we cannot see any scattered light. Due to which we cannot see any scattered light, because the water molecules not able to scatter the light. That is the reason. The water molecules not able to scatter the visible spectrum. That is the reason, because that is very, very small particle. Very, 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 very small particles. Isn't it? Yes. So due to which there will not be any color form on the screen. Due to which there will not be any color, any visible spectrum form on the screen, because scattering is not there. Very small amount scattering. Here the water molecules not able to scatter the visible spectrum, 7 visible spectrum, because that is size is very, 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 very small. To scattering, the particle size should be right size. Particle size should be right size. You know what is right size? That should be approximate size, average size. If the particle size goes very, very small, there will not be scattering. There will not be scattering. So here the same things happen here, because the water molecules not able to scatter the visible spectrum, due to which there will not be any color form on the screen. So we cannot see any color. We cannot see any color. That is the concept. Is it clear? Yes. So that's all completed. Okay, yes. Next, after that I am going to add few chemicals. Some chemicals inside the water. Okay, so first part completed, isn't it? Yes. Look at here. The first part completed. What is the first part, sir? What is first part? First we have taken the 2 liter clear water. Then we allowed the strong white light source into the water tank. So there will not be any scattering of light, because the water molecule size is very, very, very small. So there will not be any scattering of visible spectrum, due to which there will not be any color formed on the screen. That's all. Because the water molecules are not able to scatter the light, because its size too small. Okay, yes. Next I am going to add few chemicals. So this is again this water. Consider this is water. Okay, that is water. What is that? That is water. Next I am going to add few chemicals, chemical substances. What is chemical substance? Next I am going to add sodium thiosulfate. What is that? I am going to add sodium thiosulfate, few amount of sodium thiosulfate. How much amount, sir? That is 200 gram. How much? 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate. Okay, I'll write there. I'll write at top. How much amount? 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate. 200 gram of how much? 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate. Sodium thiosulfate molecular formula is Na2S2O3. Sodium, look at here. So this is sodium thiosulfate molecular formula, Na2S2O3. This sodium thiosulfate is also known as hypo. What is that? Hypo. That is for chemical properties conditions. Okay, the sodium okay, so in 2 liter clear water I have added, what is that? 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate. That sodium thiosulfate is also known as hypo. The sodium thiosulfate molecular formula is Na2S2O3. Na2S2O3, isn't it? Yes. So it is sodium thiosulfate. I have added 200 gram of, now you consider, I have added 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate, isn't it? Yes. Then after adding that, next I am going to add 2 ml 1 to 2 ml H2SO4, concentration of H2SO4 solution, concentration of H2SO4. Okay, concentrated H2SO4 acid, isn't it? First look at here. First I have added 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate, which means hypo, into the water, clear water, isn't it? Yes. After that, after few minutes or few seconds, I have added 1 to 2 ml. How much? Range 1 to 2 ml of concentrated, note this point, concentrated H2SO4, which means hydrochloric acid. H2SO, concentrated hydrochloric acid. Is it clear? Yes. So it means sulfuric acid. Okay, sulfuric, both are same, no problem. Sulfuric acid, isn't it? Yes, very simple. Look at here. Then after that what will happen? We have added 200 gram. Okay, what is that? 200 gram of thiosulfate. Then after that 1 to 2 ml of, what is that? Concentrated H2SO4. Concentrated H2SO4, isn't it? Yes. Here these water molecules and this sodium thiosulfate and this concentrated H2SO4, all chemicals combined together. After chemical reaction, there will be very fine microscopic sulfur particles. What is that? Fine microscopic sulfur particles. Look at here. Sorry, not a hydrochloric. Sorry, I thought hydrochloric, not hydrochloric. It's sulfuric acid. Okay, so don't mistake me. Sulfuric acid. Okay, I think I said hydrochloric acid, not a hydrochloric acid. That is sulfuric acid. Hydrochloric acid, what is it? HCl is a hydrochloric acid. Okay, yes, sorry for that. H2SO4. I think I said like that. Am I right? I said hydrochloric acid, isn't it? Yes. If I said like that, don't mistake me. I thought something else. Okay, that is H2SO4. Okay, sulfuric acid, not a hydrochloric acid. Consider here. So After adding of this sodium thiosulfate and the sulfuric acid into the water, what will happen? These all chemical substances combine together, chemically reacting, and which makes very fine microscopic, this point, microscopic sulfur particle precipitating like this. Can you see this? Yes. So these colored dots are, what is that? Microscopic sulfur particles. What is that? Microscopic sulfur particles, isn't it? Here, this microscopic sulfur particle size is bigger than the water molecules. What is that? Water molecules, isn't it? Yes. Again I switch on this white light source. What will happen? This white light source falls on the convex lens. Then after refraction, the all light rays will be parallel to each other. This all parallel beam of light rays enters into the solution. What will happen? Here the fine microscopic sulfur particles are precipitated. Okay, fine microscopic sulfur particles are precipitated, actually, which is inside the solution. Am I right? Yes. Here, when they look at here, very important point, when the light falls on this microscopic sulfur particle, okay, this light got scattered in all direction. Okay, look at here, this all fine particles scatters the light in all direction. The all sulfur particle, can you see clearly? Yes. These all sulfur particles scatters the light in all direction. What is that? All direction. That is called scattering. Look at here. So I have drawn like this, scattering process. So after chemical reaction, there will be very fine microscopic sulfur particles. So when we allows this strong beam of white light into that solution, what will happen? Scattering will be there. So this strong parallel beam of light rays falls on the microscopic sulfur particle present in that solution. What will happen? The light got scattered in all direction. Isn't it? Yes. Look at here. So already we know the white light is a mixture of 7 colors. This white light is a mixture of 7 colors, isn't it? Yes. So the 7 colors has 7 visible spectrum. Okay, which means the white light has 7 visible spectrum. So first here, when the 7 spectrum enters into that solution, first what color got scattered? First one, what color? That is violet color. First violet color got scattered. After that indigo color got scattered. Then after that blue color got scattered. What is that? Blue color got scattered. So if we see, look at here, if we see from the 3 sides, okay, that side, this side and that side, 3 sides of the water tank, we can see there will be blue color light. What is that? Blue color light. Why, sir? Why there will be blue color light, sir? Because the shorter wavelength visible spectrum first got scattered. Okay, the shorter wavelength visible spectrum first got scattered. That is the reason why first, okay, if we see the 3 sides of the water tank, there will be blue color light. What is that? Blue color light. So here there will be blue color light. I'll write here, you notice that? Blue color light. Here, blue color light. There will be blue color light. So you may ask me, so why? So why, sir, there will be blue color lights? So if the smaller wavelength visible spectrum got first, there will be only violet color, sir. Violet color and indigo color should be visible, sir. But why instead of those colors only blue color visible, sir? You may ask me. That is common question, because already I said that our eyes are incense of the indigo color and violet color. Our eyes is a incense. Actually, there will be indigo color, but we cannot see that. That is the reason why there will be blue color. Our eyes is a incense, cannot identify that color, isn't it? That is the reason why if we see from 3 sides of the water tank, there will be blue color. What color? Only blue color, isn't it? Yes, because blue color has smaller wavelength, so that color got scattered first one. So that is the reason why we can see the blue color. What is that? The blue color light. Okay, from if you see from the 3 sides. Okay, yes. So after that, what will happen, sir? After that, after scattering, the light goes straight line like this. After scattering, the light goes straight line. isn't it? Yes. So look at here. Then after a few first few part only there will be blue color. Okay, the blue color scattered. Then as the distance increases, look at here, as the distance increases, the transparenting distance increases, what will happen? The most of the all smaller wavelength, shorter wavelength visible spectrum got scattered completely here. Then what will be the spectrum here? There will be red color, orange color and yellow color will be here, because they have maximum wavelength, higher wavelength, isn't it? Higher wavelength here. So this after this transparency, what will happen? After this transparency, what will happen? This all light rays should come outside. Am I right? This all, look at here, this all light rays should come outside, isn't it? Yes. So after this transparent trunk, we have placed the cardboard. The cardboard controls the scattering of light. Okay, the cardboard controls the scattering of light. This cardboard having circular hole at middle point. I mean, this is circular hole. This cardboard having circular hole in its middle point. So the cardboard allows only minimum, note this point, only minimum the parallel beam of light rays through it, like this. The cardboard allows only the minimum. Cardboard allows only the minimum parallel beam of light rays, because the cardboard restrict the most of the parallel beam of light rays, allows it, because it has only circular hole in its middle order. Okay, yes. So after, look at here, after transparency through this water tank, again the parallel beam of light rays falls on the, look at here, falls on the where? Surface of the convex lens, second convex lens, that is second convex lens L2. Am I right? Yes. So whenever, look at here, so whenever a beam of light is parallel to the convex lens, what will happen? What will happen? The after refraction, the all parallel beam of light rays converge at a single point. Converge at a single point, that is rule. Here we have placed the screen after the convex lens. Am I right? Yes. So after refraction, look at here. So the after refraction, the all refracted rays converge at a point on the screen. On the screen. So there will be, look at here. First there will be reddish, orange. Reddish orange color. What is the reddish orange color? After that there will be crimson red color. Crimson red color. That is crimson red color. Crimson red color. Then red orange color. The mixing of red and orange color. Orange and red color. Red color will be there. Okay, look at here. After passing through the transparent tank, so we allows the all parallel beam of light through this cardboard. The cardboard controls the maximum of the scattering of light. So because it has a circular hole in its middle path. So through the middle path of the circular hole, the few amount of only parallel beam of light rays falls and passing through it. Then after that the all parallel light rays falls on the second convex lens placed after this cardboard. Then whenever the light rays are parallel to the principal axis of the convex lens, what will happen? It will converge the all parallel beam of light rays after refraction on other side. So the other side we have placed a screen. So there will be the image color will be, note this point, that is orange. Okay, orange, the mixing of orange and red color. Then after that there will be crimson red color. What is that? Crimson red color. So what is crimson red color, sir? Crimson red color mean nothing but that is a bright red color. Okay, Tamil we say செங்கல் கலர். செங்கல் பத்திரிக்கையில் நான் வீடு கட்டுவோம், செங்கல். ஓகே, அந்த செம்மண்ணில் பண்ண செங்கல், அந்த செங்கல் கலரில் இருக்கும். தட் இஸ் கால்ட் கிரிம்சன் ரெட் கலர். தட் இஸ் டார்க் ரெட் கலர். Formed on the screen placed after this convex lens L2. Next question rises here. Why, sir? Why here crimson red color and orange red color is formed on the screen? What's happening there? Look at here. Note this point, very important. Already we know After adding off the 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate and the 1 to 2 ml of sulfuric acid, the fine microscopic sulfur particles, note this point, fine microscopic sulfur particles is precipitating in the solution. Am I right? Yes. When we allow the parallel beam of light rays into that solution, what will happen? A parallel beam of light rays falls on the microscopic sulfur particle present in the solution, and light got scattered in all directions. Am I right? Because the sulfur particle size is bigger than the water particle, so there will be scattering. So due to which, first the shorter wavelength visible spectrum got scattered in all directions. That is the reason why here, if we see the transparent tank from the three sides, there will be blue color. There will be what color? There will be blue color, because blue color has lower wavelength. That is the reason why we can see the blue color light rays inside the solution. What is that? Inside the solution. Is it clear? Yes. This concept compare with the sky. Okay, so this formation of blue color in the solution, you compare with the sky. Why the sky appears blue color? Why? Because most of the longer wavelength visible spectrum jumps over the particles, air particles, isn't it? Yes. So here, this blue color, the blue color has shorter wavelength. Am I right? So that is the reason why first the blue color got scattered. That is the reason why we can see the blue color light inside the solution. Am I right? Yes, the same things happen in the sky. Note this point, the same thing happens in the sky, because the blue color got minimum wavelength. So this minimum wavelength visible spectrum falls on the particles present in the atmosphere. They got scattered in the all direction, due to which the sun appears blue color. So the same things happen here. Am I right? Yes, because the longer wavelength visible spectrum jumps over, note this point, jumps over the sulfur particles. Am I right? Only this area, only the middle part of the area, isn't it? Yes. Then after that, what will happen? After that, so here the light traveling distance increases. Am I right? So the blue color got scattering up to this line, up to this part. Am I right? So there is another part of the solution. So there will be sulfur particle. Am I right? Yes. So when the distance increases, the visible spectrum traveling distance increases, what will happen? Distance increases, the most of the lower wavelength visible spectrum got scattered before here. Only what color will be there? Only the higher wavelength visible spectrum again got scattered by the sulfur particle. That is the reason why there will be what color? The crimson, red color and orange color. Crimson, red color and orange color. You compare this concept during sunrise and sunset. During sunrise and sunset, you compare that. During sunrise and sunset, what color will be there? What color will be there? Only red color. Red color will be there during sunrise and sunset. Am I right? Because look at here. Because because the light rays has to travel longer distances during sunrise and sunset. So most of the lower wavelength visible spectrum got scattered. The same concept happening here. So here the beaker is very large. Beaker size is very large. So here light has to travel longer distances. So when the light enters the solution, the shorter wavelength visible spectrum got scattered up to this point. Okay, like this, up to this point, the shorter wavelength visible spectrum got scattered. That is the reason why it is called blue color. Am I right? Yes. So distance increases, what will happen? The longer wavelength visible spectrum also got scattered by the sulfur particles present in the solution. So finally there will be orange color and reddish color. You compare this scenario with the sunrise and sunset. Okay, so experimentally we have proved. Here what is this cardboard use? What is that? Cardboard controls the scattering of light, which allows the only particular amount of parallel beam of light rays through the circular hole. Am I right? Next, the convex lens role. What is that? Convex lens here converge. Here the convex lens converges the all parallel beam of light rays which falls on the screen placed after the convex lens L2. That's all. It is a proof. This is an experiment proof for the scattering of light. Why the sky appears blue color and why the sun and surrounding sky appears red color during sunrise and sunset. That's all. Is there any doubt? No doubt. Okay. So finally come to the point. You look at here. So to make the experiment, we need strong light source, white light source, and convex lens, transparent water tank, the cardboard, then again convex lens, second convex lens, then screen, isn't it? Yes. Look at here. Here the strong white light source is placed. Focus of the convex lens L1. Okay. Yes. So first condition, we have filled the only 2 liter clear water. 2 liter clear water. So in this situation, when we allow the light to pass through these water molecules, there will not be scattering. There will be scattering, that is very small amount. There will be scattering because the water molecules are not able to scatter the light because that is very small size, isn't it? Yes. Then after that, we have added 200 gram of sodium thiosulfate, which means hypo. Then after that, look at here, after that we have added 1 to 2 ml of what is that, concentrated H2SO4 solution, which means sulfuric acid solution, concentrated. Okay. Yes. So this concentrated sulfuric acid and hypo and water molecules combined together after chemical reaction, within 1 to 2 minutes, okay, within 1 to 2 minutes there will be the fine microscopic sulfur particles precipitate in the solution. I'm right. That fine microscopic sulfur particle size is very big compared than the water molecules, isn't it? Yes. So when we allow the parallel beam of light rays through this convex lens L1, what will happen? The parallel beam of light rays falls on the sulfur particle, the suspended sulfur particles, and the lower, note this point, the lower wavelength visible spectrum got scattered the all direction, due to which, so we can see the blue light. The same concept, the same scenario compared with the sky. Okay, same scenario compared with the sky. Okay, because in sky, the most of the longer wavelength visible spectrum jumps over the particles present in the atmosphere. Only the shorter wavelength visible spectrum got scattered. That is the reason why sky appears blue. Same things happening here. Here the lower wavelength visible spectrum falls, which means scatters by the microscopic sulfur particles. That is the reason why the light appears blue color here from the 3 sides, isn't it? Yes. Then next one, as the light traveling distance increases, the most of the shorter wavelength got scattered, and remaining the longer wavelength visible spectrum only will be there. Okay, so this longer wavelength visible spectrum also got scattered in the large size. Okay, because time increases, the sulfur particle size also becomes enlarged, precipitating also enlarged, isn't it? Yes. So due to that, this longer wavelength visible spectrum also got scattered. So the all scattered light allows the circular hole here. Then the all scattered light falls on the convex lens L2. Then this convex lens converges the all light rays on the screen. So on the screen there will be the mixing of orange color and red color. Then after that, the outer layer will be crimson red color, which means dark red color, because this experiment proves this, what is that, the lower wavelength visible spectrum got scattered easily, and longer wavelength, as the distance increases, the longer wavelength visible spectrum scattering as the distance increases. That is the reason why there will be orange color and crimson red color. That's all. You compare this scenario with the sky appears blue color, and the sun and the sky appears, surrounding sky appears red color during sunrise and sunset. That's all. So there will be what color? Finally there will be red color only. Okay, this you compare with the sunrise red color, sunrise, when sun rises red color, and sunset also red color. That's all. Because here increases, the distance traveling increases. Okay, yes, that's all. Okay, I hope this class will be very useful. This lesson completed, everything completed. This lesson, chapter 11, the human eye and the colorful world completed. Is it clear? Yes. So we have book exercise. 1 second, we will discuss book exercise very quickly. Okay, yes. Take page number 198 in your NCERT book. Question number 10. Why do stars twinkle? Okay, look at here. Stars are located millions and millions of kilometers away from the Earth's surface. That is considered as point source. Am I right? So when this starlight enters into the atmosphere due to refraction, the starlight appears to twinkle. But star never twinkle. They appears to twinkle. That's all. Okay? Yes. Next one, explain why the planets do not twinkle. Actually, compare than star, planets are located closer okay, closer to the Earth's surface. That's not a closer, compare the star that is closer to the Earth's surface, isn't it? Yes. So on planets, every point acts as a point source. So at the same time, some parts becomes bright, some parts become dull. Some parts become bright, some parts becomes dull. So this brightness, dullness happen at the same time, due to which the brightness becomes nullified each other. The light becomes nullified each other, due to which planets do not twinkle. That's all. Okay. Then after that, why does the sun appears reddish color early in the morning? Why? Because early morning as well as during sunset, the sunlight has to travel longer distance to reach us. So most of the shorter wavelength visible spectrum got scattered completely before reaching us. Then finally only one visible spectrum reaches us, that is red color, because red light has a longer wavelength. That's all. Khatam. Okay. Yes. Then after that, why does the sky appear dark color instead of blue to an astronaut? Do you know who is astronaut? The person who goes to space, that person is called astronaut. That person is called astronaut. See, already I thought that atmosphere is present just a few kilometers from the Earth's surface. Apart from the atmosphere, nothing is there. So as the altitude increases, what is that? Altitude increases from the Earth's surface, the atmosphere decreases, so there will be no scattering of light. So we cannot see the path of light in space. That is the reason why. So whenever the astronaut goes to space, the space color will be dark color. There is no particles, there is no atmosphere, so there will not be any scattering of light. Scattering of light only allows the light to see the path of a light. Allows to see the path of a light. So if scattering will not be there, we cannot see anything around us, isn't it? Yes, that's all. So book X is also completed. Okay, so chapter 11 completed. Next chapter, that is source of energy. Source of energy, 95% topics are deleted. Just only one period needed to complete that. Okay, from next class onwards, we will start the sources of energy lesson. Okay, thank you students. You read well, practice more, because we have very short duration of time to attain the board exam. Okay, yes. If you have any doubt, you mark that. So whenever you come to school, you come and meet me. Okay. Yes. Thank you students. Bye.